Happy Wednesday. Today you're going to read chapter 12 of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And as you read chapter 12, I want you to take good notes on Peter. We've focused a lot on Edmund recently, and so now I want to shift your focus to Peter, which is the oldest sibling of the Pevensey family. And so any important actions that you see coming from Peter, I want you to write it down on a sticky note or paper. When you're done reading chapter 12, I want you to go to your Narnia journal. In your Google Classroom, you're going to complete page 28 and page 29. Page 28 has you look at the last couple of chapters and then kind of look forward, which kind of gives details of Peter, Susan, and Lucy finding a solution to the problem. And remember, when we have that plot diagram, the problem of the story is usually indicated in the beginning of the story. And so we're seeing that the rising action of our story, that problem is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And as we reach that climax part of the plot diagram, we're going to see that the characters are going to find a solution to be able to figure out how to fix the problem. And so you are going to write down how some of these events are going to lead to the characters finding a solution. So them meeting Father Christmas, when the witch races to the stone table, when the arrival of spring happens, and then meeting Aslan. How do those important events in the story, how does that lead to somehow the problem, which is the White Witch initially, how does that going to be solved? And so you're going to write down and even provide some text evidence. The Beavers, initially, when they talked about the prophecy, they talked about how all of these events are going to lead to a better Narnia. So you can do that on page 28, page 29. This is a journal entry, so this chapter is all about Peter. Aslan spent time explaining some of his future plans to him, and then Peter was knighted for his bravery in saving his sisters from the wolf. How does this chapter show you that Peter is supposed to be a king in Narnia later? So that's kind of like foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is such a cool element in a story because it kind of gives like little breadcrumbs of things that are going to happen later on in the story. So how does that important part of the story where he saves his sisters from that wolf and then Aslan knighting him, how does that show that he could be capable of being a king later on in the story? Because we know by the prophecy, he's going to end up being one of the kings that sit on the throne of Cair Paravel. So if you have any questions, you can email me and I will help you out.